What's good, all my fellow savages? Welcome back or to my channel. It's your boy Self-Aware Savage, and here, you know, we don't keep nothing surface level. We go into the deep intricacies of the mind so that way you can understand how your decision making creates the life you want in the future. All right, so if that's a community you want to be a part of, make sure you hit that subscribe button. But let's get right into it. Have you ever felt like you've been stuck in a rut, wishing you could turn your life around in just 1 month? Well, over the next 10 minutes, I am going to break down my 30-day plan to completely transform your life. Now, at the end, I'm going to share the tip that is often overlooked, but will transform your life the most, okay? So make sure you stick around. To kick us off, for day 1 through 5, this will be setting the foundation, okay? Overall, it's about becoming self-aware of who you are. What that consists of is I want you all to get yourself a journal, and then I want you to start writing down your thoughts, okay? How do you think about things? Are you a pessimist? Are you always seeing the negative side of stuff? Are you always seeing the positive side? I want you to jot it all down, all the random thoughts that cross throughout your day, okay? Next up, your identity. Who are you in this moment? Do you prefer to turn up? Do you prefer to do drugs? Do you like to go to the gym? Are you a disciplined individual? Are you not? Like, I want you to map all of this out as you're journaling, okay? Another component I want you to add in, your value system. What do you believe in? You know, are you religious? Are you atheist? Like, do you think that you can change your life? Do you think you need help from others? I want you to just figure out what are your values completely. Another component you cannot miss are your boundaries. Are you a people pleaser, or do you love yourself more? Do you allow people to run over you? Do you have respect for yourself? I want you to put all of this down, because this is really important to how we're gonna map out your entire plan. The next layer here as well will be identifying your habits. What exactly does a week look like for you? So I won't do a day because I know things can shift throughout it, but I want you to literally look at your week. How do you spend your time? Do you go to the gym? Do you read? Okay, do you just watch TV? Do you prefer to just do drugs? Like, I want you to really write it out. What exactly are your habits? Do you chase women? Do you chase men? Are you always on dating apps? Are you on social media most of the time? Like, write it all out. And if you can, even start putting how many hours that you start using towards each one. Another thing I want you all to put together are your friendships, and I want you to assess them. Every friend that you have and or speak to, I want you to write out why exactly are they there in your life, okay? Do you just party with this person? Can you talk about your dreams with this person? Do you prefer a pity party with this person? I want you to really like put together your self-aware roadmap of your current life. And the reason for this is because you can't change what you don't acknowledge. You have to get real with yourself for this first 5 days about exactly who you are in this moment. Now that you have your foundation set, as we move into days 5 through 10, this will be figuring out your North Star, okay? What that means is, what exactly do you want to be in life? And all of the steps that it is going to take to get there. So you can't just be like, oh, I want to be a head coach in the NBA. Yes, I do know if you know the right people, you can just get that job right away. But we're not going off the point that you're just going to get lucky, because if you wait around trying to get lucky your whole life, then this whole point of this plan isn't going to work for you. What you have to do now is whatever your North Star is, you need to break down every single step that it's going to take there. Do you have to start as a high school coach? Do you need any certifications? Do you need a degree? Like, what layers and levels do you have to go through? Do you need to know skill training? Like, how exactly do you learn how plays are formatted? What type of verbs do they use? I want you to figure every granular detail to get to that North Star possible, so that way you can understand what exactly you're about to attack, okay? And if you don't know how to do this, you're like, I don't even know where to start. Then I want you to utilize ChatGPT. And your prompt you're gonna use is, I want to become XYZ in life. What steps do I need to get there? And it'll start breaking it down for you. And then I want you to be like, right now, my experience is X, Y, and Z. What steps should I take to get there? And I want you to really get it and break it down to the point where you're like, okay, I understand what it's gonna take for me to get to this place. If you don't know what you wanna be, great. Now, all the ideas that you have to do it for every single one. So if you're like, oh, well, I wanna be an actor, I wanna be a doctor, I wanna be an NBA coach, I wanna be a lawyer, that's all good. I need you to create this checklist for every single idea that you have. Now that you have your ideas mapped out, here's the important part. You have to make a decision on which one you want to proceed forward with. And there is no right or wrong decision. The thing is, right now, you can't put your energy in multitudes of places at once. That is why most people get stuck, because they find themselves not ever getting too deep on any subject and just staying surface level. So you make a decision and you proceed forward with that one. And this may not be your final destination, but you do have to have tunnel vision to be able to be like, okay, this is what I'm going for right now. And if you decide to adjust in the future, that's okay, but you're giving yourself a fair fighting chance at winning. Now that you have your North Star, we're moving into day 10 through 15, which is going to be building new habits and eliminating old ones. Okay, remember, you've gotten granular on your life on all the things that you do currently, and so now we have to start creating a schedule to be able to achieve your North Star based on that list that you were able to create, whether through ChatGPT or out of your mind, right? And as you are creating these new habits, you have to remember something very important. It is impossible to just eliminate all the things you've been doing that don't help you get there right away, because usually that'll lead to your burnout, and then you'll end up giving up and find yourself in that ridiculous spiral of never ever getting to a winning situation. Okay, so what you have to do is, right now, if when you did your habits you saw, okay, I watch 3 hours of TV every single day after work, now, in this case, what we're gonna do is we can just scale it back to 2 hours, right? And if you're able to go down to 1 hour, that's even better, but we're just gonna take off 2 of those hours. So now we can use that 1 hour to be able to work towards that future goal that you have for yourself, right? And if you find yourself getting stuck on eliminating the bad habits that you do have, you have to come to a reality with yourself that the current you isn't good enough to get you to where you want to be in the future, and you just have to embrace that. Okay, and once you do, it'll become a lot easier to say, hey, you know what, this no longer serves me, I need to do this instead. All right, so we've done a great job of figuring out who we are, understanding our North Star, building out a plan to make it happen. Now as we go into day 15 to 20, we'll have to overcome the obstacles, okay? And they are coming. And the biggest thing to watch for is the snowball spiral of death, and it can happen at any time. And I'll give you all a great example, because it almost happened to me literally like 3 days ago. And what happens is, you'll miss one thing that you were supposed to do. And then after that, you start being like, well, I missed this. Does this really matter? And now you make another decision to not move you closer. And then you start thinking even further, well, I mean, does that matter too? And now you just find yourself going down and down. And then does this matter? And does this matter? And does this matter? And just like that, you've completely given up on yourself, and you're right back at square one all over again. How you overcome this is coming back to that step one of being self-aware about who you are. And so when you notice yourself spiraling, then you have to be like, oh, wait a second. I only missed that one thing. It's no big deal. You can still have a great rest of your day. And then you'll notice yourself getting pulled back out of that spiral, so you don't find yourself getting stuck anymore. And so that is going to be really important on this stage, because this is usually the make or break to people's future self. And now we are on days 20 through 30, which is going to be about reinforcing the lifestyle, okay? So all these new habits that you've been implementing into your life, you want to make permanent with your mindset, okay? You want this to become a part of your identity. And a way to continually do this moving forward is to also speak it out loud, and that allows you to hold accountability for yourself. So if one of your habits that you eliminated was to give up smoking, then when people bring it up, hey, I actually don't smoke. If it was drinking, hey, I actually don't drink. If it was just spending money wildly, hey, I'm actually working on saving. It's like you are speaking this into existence, so that way it's not only something you're keeping in your head, but like even everyone around you knows exactly who you are. Day 31 and beyond is really just about building higher standards for yourself as you're moving along, because if you just continue the same habits, you'll find yourself just stuck in one place. But at some point, you gotta like start moving up what you're doing, so that way you can continually improve. All right, so if you all enjoyed this video, man, make sure you hit that like button. If you're going on a new 30-day journey, comment below. You feel me? Hold yourself accountable that, yo, I actually know I need to change, and here's me putting it out there into the universe that I'm gonna make things happen for myself. Like, I'll be happy to see it. I'm always excited to see everyone's journey to continually improve their life. Man, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you enjoy this type of content, and make sure you all stay savage, and I will see you at the top.